Say your name and where you work.
Joe Karbowniczek. I work at Carver Center High School. I teach math, Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Calc BC. I like being a math teacher a lot because math is objective and it has just one right answer. And so that makes my job a little bit easier because I can just, teach to that answer. That's an up. A down is just that people, meaning students, often come in not liking math, and if they don't like math, it's not my job to make them like it, but it is my job to make them understand that they can be good at it, and just because maybe they haven't been successful yet, that they can be successful. It just takes hard work. Yeah, if I said I hated math, then that was a wrong information. I didn't hate math. I always enjoyed math because I was successful at it. But I think that's just because I had teachers who were supportive and encouraging. But I was not a fan of school in general. Once I got to high school, my kind of personal life at home, my home life was kind of falling apart, and so school just wasn't a focus of mine, and it just seemed like this, silly hoop that I had to jump through to go to all these classes. So it is interesting that I became a teacher because I really was not a fan of school at all, but I think I just realized kind of as I got older, once I got over my early 20s, like late teens, early 20s behaviors, I just realized that being in education was really rewarding, and it really made me feel happy to help, people do things that they didn't think they could do. I would describe myself as someone who likes to have fun. I try to find, joy every day. I try to make sure to laugh and, try to make somebody else laugh every day. I think I'm a hard worker. Those two things, optimistic, yeah, I guess you could say optimistic. Yeah, my life, I think I grew up with some inherent advantages to most people in this world, right? Being just a white man in this world is a huge advantage. So I think that some experiences that I had in my life that could have ended differently in less positive ways, I got lucky sometimes, right? I just got lucky, and lots of other people would not have gotten lucky, and I fully recognize that, and I try to bring that to my experience every day to just understand that some things in life are just about luck. Just about being in the right place at the right time, or not being in the right place at the right time, the wrong place at the. I think I'm pretty well known among students and teachers, if nothing else, just for my terrible dancing at pep rallies and general kind of running about the building and sliding down stairway railings when I shouldn't be.
When have you ever done that?
I do it all the time. Certainly any student who's had me, obviously I think is going, I hope, will remember their experience with me. But even students who haven't had me, I hope that the experiences that I give within my classroom are enough that they're worth sharing with your peers, right? Worth sharing that, oh yeah, I don't like math, but in Mr. K's class, it's not so bad. That's really all I'm going for.
Well, okay, I have never had his class, but from what I hear that everybody usually does like him when they have him as a teacher. I think I've probably seen him around the school, but I literally don't remember names to faces, and I've never had a conversation with him ever in my entire 4 years of being here, so that doesn't really help my case.
I think like he's probably like ranked second, like top most popular math teacher. Some people know him, some don't. I know him. Thank God, you know.
Yes. People know him as the, I don't know how old he is, man trapped in a 12-year-old body, or 15, I don't know, something like that. Is the kid to squeak his shoes in the hallway after a fire drill.
What? Okay.
Yeah, wait, you know it? You know it when they go. Yeah, that's Mr. K. Yeah.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, he's like the 10-year-old kid that does that.
Okay.
I don't know how well known he is with the teachers, but he is very well known with students. Like I feel like even if you haven't had Mr. K and you're a student here, you know who he is.
I do agree with that. For me, it doesn't get tiring. I think that my parents, especially my dad, is also very much like that. He kind of always, his like one big thing that he hopes I always remember about his life in lesson form is just to always look for a positive, right? Like even in rough situations, even when things seem really terrible, you know, there is usually an opportunity to find something to, you know, take away from it in a positive way. Even if it's like a hard lesson, that can still be a positive way to turn a hard situation into a good situation. So I think that helped a lot. Just having him modeling that my whole life, and he still does it to this day, that just helps a lot. I'll tell you a story about a mistake that I made that my dad is involved in. Right. So when I was a much younger man, I decided to go to Ocean City with one of my friends, and through various events, this 3-hour drive to Ocean City, which is how long it usually takes to get to Ocean City, became very elongated, right? So it was, you know, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we stopped, and I didn't get back to my car until 2 a.m. And my dad needed to come and get me at some point, right? Like I wasn't by my car anymore, and so I needed someone to take me back to my car, me and my friend. And so he came. So he drove from his house in Parkville down to Centerville, Maryland, which is where I was. It's like in between Ocean City and Parkville. And he drove all the way down there. It was like midnight. Picked us up, took us back to my car, and then he said to me, "Well, now what are you gonna do?" And many other parents, I'm sure, even though I was 19, I was like 21, I think, at that point. You know, I think many other parents in that situation would be like, "It's too late. Like you're too tired. You shouldn't go." But he was just like, "All right." He was like, "Best of luck," and he drove away. And I did make it to Ocean City. You know, about 2 hours later. I will say that he should have told me not to go because I did definitely fall asleep while driving and ended up spinning in the middle of the highway as I woke up with my friend next to me who was also sleeping, and then my friend was like, we stopped spinning and we were facing the wrong way on the highway at like 3:30 in the morning. "Are you good?" And I said, "I'm good." And so then we just turned around and drove all the way the rest of there. That's a little bit of the luck that I was talking about. That doesn't have to do with me being a white man, I don't think. But I definitely got lucky. If you're tired, don't drive. That's my life lesson. That's the end of that story. It's just don't drive when you're tired.